Hi, I'm Paula Brown, and I'm a graphic facilitator and purpose coach from ChiLightful, and I'm here today with Eiji Morishita. Aloha, Eiji. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Paula. Thanks
Great.
for having me.
Good. And I want to introduce you to Eiji. He's a good friend of mine as well as client, and he is the founder of Movement Makers. And their mission is to empower leaders to start a movement that impacts millions of lives. And his purpose is to ignite souls to step into their calling. We have a lot in common and share their wisdom without apology. I love that. And AG has been part of several huge movements, mainly kicking off the sushi movement in North America with his family and building schools in Guatemala. So he has a fine footprint in community, and he genuinely cares about making this world a better place. He is currently building and sustaining dozens more through his community of movement makers, which I'm part of, and his clients and movement makers community has been featured on Oprah. These are leaders. The New York Times bestseller list, The Today Show, Good Morning America, TED, and many more. So AG brings out the leaders and the purpose of those leadings in everybody that he touches. So today I would like to talk a little bit about what AJ and I have been up to. He has a great 3-day event called Voice Your Movement, which you can really get your signature talk done. Find out what that unique purpose of the signature talk is and get it practiced and get comment and get feedback. It's an absolutely fabulous event. And so I sketched 3 days of this event. I'm a quick sketch person who sits in the back of the room and does sketches and to get the focus, and so he can pass out these summaries to his people. And today I just want to have him share some of the work that we've been doing in the forms of my visuals and get his comments and see how they valued his 3-day. And also I've heard back from some participants while they were taking pictures of the sketches while I was doing them. So kind of slowed me down a little bit, but it's a lot of fun to sit in the back of the room and do this. So we're going to share some of this work. And this was from the first day. And this is just a taste of what AG gives. They're sort of key focus points and key fun points. And I'd like to hand this over to you now, AG, and tell, just give your comments on what value this gave to you and to the people who participated.
Sure. This is and thank you, Paula. And I was blown away when I got to see the sketches because what I did was from our day one signature, voice your movement, getting your signature talk done is very powerful because a nice touchstone for people to go back to and see it from a playful, colorful, visual style. And this really helped our audience members really retain the content, also as an easy reminder. And I believe it tapped into a part of their mind that you just can't get to just by pure teaching and even flip charts and things like that. So this is a great way to show. And what it did for me is it really up-leveled the type of event it is, because most trainings, they do the basics, and they tend to be a lot of information. We like to make our trainings experiential with exercises, with practice, also scheduling and seeing how you can incorporate these into your day-to-day life. But also this is just that added extra touch that really separates us from other training companies. That it's really like we really care about people sustaining the transformation and having touchstones, and to be able to take our content, take the experience, and really get really get results and have their lives be better from coming in. It's not like there's a like Chinese food type transformation where you're hungry 2 hours later. It's really a long term. People are shifted, people change, and I really love this because because like, for example, this ground rules that which we use, we put in like at least like 15, 20 minutes covering these lessons. And Paula, you were able to put this all down in one sheet of paper, on one sheet and sketches, so it's easy to remember. And you've really been able to simplify it as well. And so I think it's really, really valuable. I think it is the wave of the future. I mean, corporations are doing it now, where they're getting graphic facilitation for corporate meetings, because when you get a bunch of leaders together, people who can where their performance has a direct impact on many, many lives, or on the bottom line. It's a great way. And a great investment to do so. And if you do your own live events, or you have your own corporate meetings with your leaders or management team, I think it's a small investment for your team or for your audience to leave with something to take home with them beyond their notes. I mean, I know that most people don't look at their notes after their events, but they will look at this. They will look at the sketch. They will look at this as a touchstone. It's like reading a comic book. It's a lot easier than reading a bunch of scribbled notes. And so
Yeah,
I think that's been very powerful.
yeah, I saw how people reacted to your ideas, and your 3-day and your presentation is very interactive. And so to try and capture that in visuals was a lot of fun. And I just cherished the time I was drawing at your 3-day.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, so people had major shifts, and I think the graphic facilitation is a very nice added touch to it, and really sets uh, uh, sets the event apart from others.
Yeah, and I noticed that when people were looking at these summaries, one came up to me and said, "Oh," and I wish I'd known I'd get these. Then I wouldn't have been spending all my time writing so hard and not reading it after I write it." So I had some pretty interesting comments, and I think it's spot on. It really helps people learn as a touchstone. And I just really appreciate my involvement in doing this for you. And I'm going to show how maybe you can get a hold of me here. Let's see.
Yeah, so I mean, when I'm thinking about, I'm connected to many people in different industries. I work with many different businesses. I mean, I think this is ideal for inside corporate, for their executive or team meetings. This is also great for conferences, for breakouts, for more more interactive participation. If you hold your own live events or workshops or even retreats, these are excellent for retreats. Because it's a added touch and a higher end. And I know, I think Paula, you started doing a lot more in the beginning. Didn't you start doing a lot more graphic facilitation for retreats?
Yes, yes, I did. It's it's really great for retreats. I did a couple for Hawaii retreats, and what it does is it marries the environment, the emotion, and the learning all into one sketchpad. And they have a nice souvenir. It starts social share. It does a lot for people. And I really have a lot of fun. And even in some, I help facilitate as a purpose coach. So I'm available and ready to sketch your ideas, your wonderful purpose, and your you, and all you wish to communicate and wish to share with others. So thank you so much, Eiji, for this talk, and I appreciate it. And aloha and mahalo.
All right, thank you. Thank you. I highly recommend Paula Brown. You've already seen the work, so if you're even considering it or I've always wanted to do it, get in contact with her. She won't let you down.